Williams, play action again. Down the seam, he has a target. It is picked off. Nico Reed.
Well, early on in this ball game, that was a great play. Former Buff Brendan Rice, the receiver, and the ball yanked away from him by Nico Reed back in the Buffalo Stampede. Sue Campbell was on the sidelines for it. That was a heck of a defensive play.
That was an unbelievable defensive play. Both of them went up to get the ball, and it's who wanted it most. And he wanted it most and came down with it, which, in that first quarter, we needed a little bit of momentum. It gave us some momentum, but we weren't able to hang on to it.
Yeah, shortly thereafter, the Buffaloes gave up a safety because there was a celebration by Nico afterward, half the distance goal line. JT Shrouka called for intentional grounding out of the end zone. But it was 3-2 after the first quarter. This team was fighting early.
Yeah, they were fighting early. They fought all game long.
Yeah.
I think the defense was on the field so many minutes, they got super tired, and then USC just started rolling over them. But they've got to be able to take that first quarter of play and stretch that into 4 quarters.
The Buffaloes were able to run the ball. We talked about it in our radio pregame show on the Colorado Football Network. Can they run the ball? USC had been vulnerable there. We did, but didn't do it consistently in this game.
We did, and I agreed with what you guys are saying in the booth. I thought it was vital that they were going to just start pounding the ball at him. Fontenot was running the ball like I have never seen him run the ball. That guy runs the ball hard, but I've never seen him run the ball as hard as he did tonight. Super proud of him, but yes, we needed to run the football more.
Alex Fontenot hadn't really played much, of course, since the second game of the season. Last week came back, had a couple of nice runs. His fourth 100-yard rushing game, 108 yards and a touchdown. He's a little different runner. He's not a guy that's the fastest guy in the world, not the biggest guy, but he runs smart, doesn't he?
He does, and when he squares his shoulders up, which he did an amazing job of tonight, he's going to run right over you.
Yeah.
And he had a couple of guys. I mean, the score that he had about 4 of the guys from SC on his back while they were getting him in the end zone.
Yeah, Alex, a fun guy to watch. He's got 4 career 100-yard rushing games now, but the Bucs still fall 55-17. Afterward, we heard from one of the leaders on defense, Jalen Sami.
We definitely try to come out something different, give them a different look, something that we thought beneficial was for us, and both on the back end and in the run game. So as we started off, having 3 and outs or just having stops and getting them off the field and giving our offense the ball, that was just elevated to what we were trying to do, our game plan for this game. But they made some adjustments and they figured out where to attack us, and so we just got to keep doing. We got to make adjustments on top of that. So, but we definitely had the mindset to come out here and just we have nothing to lose. Just give it our all, and just hit it, give it to them first. Don't wait and sit back and just take it all. Just go out and attack. So it's not what we wanted, but we're out here working every day. We're trying to compete. But for me personally, these are just opportunities for me to get better.
There was Jalen Sami after the ball game. Bucs fall 55-17. We continue with Jeff Campbell. What was your take on Caleb Williams, first time you saw him?
Well, I'll tell you, from warm-up, he was impressive. Just to watch him warm up was just one of the most amazing things I've seen. I hadn't seen a quarterback that can run to his left, which is the opposite side of where his throwing arm goes, and throw a dart from 25 yards away right on the money. I thought he was a little wild during the game tonight, but overall, that's a pretty impressive quarterback.
All great athletes, you begin to see guys emulate them, right? Michael Jordan played, a lot of guys try to play like Jordan. We're seeing Patrick Mahomes start to affect college quarterbacks.
Well, you started talking tonight about arm angles, and when you're on the field, to watch him sidearm a ball or just 3/4 arm a ball and get it right on the money is really kind of fun to watch.
Yeah, the Buffaloes, though, lose this one. Impressive quarterback for USC. It doesn't get any easier. They got 2 more ball games the Buffaloes do at Washington next week, the week after that against Utah. We're kind of playing the string out, but even though there's a new coach on the way at some point in time, you want to see this young group continue to learn for Colorado, don't you?
Yeah, the younger kids are going to have to step up. They're going to have to start building for next year. Regardless of who that coach is going to be, you're still going to be competing for a job and a position. So there's no better time right now to get out there and fight. I mean, I don't doubt that the team is going to fight between now and the end of the year. My biggest concern is can they fight for 4 quarters and put it all together? Yeah,
that's been a big question. They played hard tonight. They ended up about 10 minutes, less than time of possession of the ball game. That defense just got worn out as the game wore on.
They did. They were exhausted. And I'll tell you, that defensive front all game long did an unbelievable job of just holding them up and making plays on the run so those DBs could drop back into coverage. Now, USC made a couple of big plays. They threw it underneath. There was like a 41-yard play that happened. But those are going to happen when you're trying to prevent the big play. You may have a big play that comes from underneath.
Yeah, the defensive scheme was kind of interesting. First time we saw them drop 8 all year long, and they really confused USC early on. That's Jeff Campbell, Soup. Always great to have him in the sidelines. As the Buffs fall 55-17 here at USC. Coming up next, we're going to continue to cover the CU Athletic Department as we got basketball going on for the Buffaloes.